me, Nicole. Today's special guest reader is Faiz Kermani. If you've been around with us for a while, you know him well. He's written several children's books, and they have been translated into many languages. When I asked him what his favorite thing about Basel was, do you know what he said? Well, of course it's the chocolate. He's taken his children to all the stores in town to try to find the perfect piece of chocolate. His favorite is a shop near Marktplatz where you can find big sheets of chocolate with many different colors and fillings for any appetite. We're really glad he could be here today, so open your ears and listen along.
So let me tell you the story of the frog who was blue. I wrote the story for a charity called the World Medical Fund that works in Malawi in Africa, where it helps sick children. Deep in Malawi, in the warm heart of Africa, lay Lake Troubador. It was the home of many creatures, but especially frogs, who lived there among the stones and wild plants. No one could remember why, but the Lake Troubador frogs were all blue. Apart from that, they were ordinary frogs. One day, however, one of these ordinary frogs received an extraordinary piece of news. He had won a place at Croak College, the most famous school for frogs in Malawi. The name of this lucky frog was Biriwita. Biriwita had always dreamed of going to Croak College, but he had never before left the lake. He knew that he was going to miss his friends and family. After a tiring swim across the lake, Biriwita finally spotted a sign. It read, Croak College, Malawi's finest school for the finest frogs. At the school gates, a teacher welcomed Biriwita and immediately showed him to his first class, which was being held by an upside-down tree at the top of a small hill. Biriwita tried to talk to the other frogs, but as soon as they saw him, they started to laugh. Yuck, you're blue. How weird, they said. Biriwita tried to defend himself. All the Lake Troubador frogs are blue, he replied. What's wrong with that? Blue is a stupid colour, they said. Why aren't you green like us? Biriwita could not think of what to say. He felt sad. When the class ended, Biriwita tried to leave as quickly as possible, but a large group of frogs blocked his way. They started to make fun of him and pushed him around. Why can't you be green like a normal frog, they laughed. Do all frogs in Lake Troubador look as strange as you, they joked. They gathered around Biriwita and started to sing a nasty song. What's wrong with you? Why are you blue? You're the strangest frog we've seen. Normal frogs are green. Biriwita was too scared of the other frogs to sleep in the school dormitory that night. He hid in a small hole near the hill and covered himself with grass to keep warm. He was upset because his first day at school had been a disaster. Why were the other frogs so mean to him? The next day, Biriwita waited in his hole until it was time to come out for the class. When he reached the top of the hill, he found that the other frogs were waiting for him. Look, it's the funny blue frog, they shouted. Biriwita tried to hop away from them, but they started to push and kick him. That evening, Biriwita sat on the rock by the upside-down tree and watched the frogs jumping about in the water below. What fun it looked. He wished he could join them. Out of the corner of his eye, he noticed a dark shape sticking out of the water. None of the frogs had seen it, but Biriwita immediately thought it looked strange. Why would a piece of wood move from side to side? While the frogs were swimming in circles, laughing and chasing each other, Biriwita suddenly realised what he was looking at. Unlike these frogs, everyone who lived in Lake Troubador knew when a crocodile was planning an attack. Biriwita shouted from the top of the hill, but none of the frogs took any notice of him. When he screamed louder and jumped up and down, some of the frogs spotted him and started singing their nasty song again. What's wrong with you? Why are you blue? You're the strangest frog we've seen. Normal frogs are green. Desperately, Biriwita tried to think of a plan. He had to stop the crocodile. What could he do? He crouched down behind the rock he had been sitting on and using all his strength pushed it away from the upside-down tree. Plop! Biruita fell over as the rock moved away from him. It began to roll down the hill toward the river, picking up speed, but the crocodile had nearly reached the frogs. As the crocodile leaped out of the water with its jaws open wide, the frogs realized what was happening and screamed in terror. It was too late for them to get away, but right at that moment, the rock Biruita had sent rolling down the hill flew into the crocodile's open mouth. The crocodile had always enjoyed eating frogs, but it was not used to the taste of a dusty rock. The force of the rock smashing through its front teeth and landing on its tongue gave the huge creature a big surprise. "Ah! Ah!" groaned the crocodile in pain. It swam off, thrashing its tail and coughing. The noise had brought everyone from the school to the river. They were shocked by what had happened. Everyone felt very ashamed about how they had behaved. It was only thanks to Biruita's bravery that the frogs had been saved from the crocodile. One by one, all the frogs apologized. "Please forgive us, Biruita," said the frogs. "We hope that you will want to continue studying with us at Croak College." Biruita soon became the most popular frog in the school. No one cared that he was blue anymore. Everyone wanted to talk to him and hear the exciting story about how he had stopped the crocodile. A few weeks later, everyone gathered for the graduation ceremony. Biruita's family waved to him from the crowd. He would be the first frog from Lake Ticklewater to graduate from Croak College. After the main ceremony, the teacher made an announcement for the Best Student Award. "We are delighted to give this special award to Biruita, the bravest frog in all of Malawi." Biruita proudly held up the silver cup. Everyone cheered and congratulated him. As the sun set that evening, Biruita and all the frogs had a big party by the river to celebrate. He laughed as his new friends sang their new song. "Who cares if you're not green? You're the bravest frog we've seen. Everyone knows it's true that the finest frogs are blue." So I hope you enjoyed hearing about the frog who was blue.
Thanks, readers, for stopping by. We hope you enjoyed our stories today. See you at the same time next week. Bye-bye for now.